Welcome to ML AI for Fun. Get ready for an exciting adventure into machine learning and AI, the fun way.
Across the corporate world, executives have been rushing to make a trade. Out go the salaried employees, and in comes the smart software, all to drive up productivity and hold on to a lot more cash. Major brands jumped at this idea. They rolled out fleets of AI bots, handed out pink slips, and loudly projected exactly how many millions of dollars they were about to save. But the actual execution hasn't matched the press releases. Swapping out flesh and blood workers for algorithms is proving difficult and unexpectedly expensive. Look at Klarna. They replaced 700 customer service reps with an AI system, expecting a smooth, cheap operation. Instead, they got a wall of customer frustration. The AI simply couldn't show empathy or navigate the tricky, nuanced questions people actually needed answered. The backlash forced Klarna to do a massive U-turn and start rehiring people just to clean up the mess. And they aren't the only ones quietly bringing humans back to the phones after their AI agents stumbled. When leadership prioritizes theoretical spreadsheet savings over qualitative traits, like adaptability and emotional intelligence, they end up buying immediate operational breakdowns and damaged reputations. None of this means the software isn't powerful. If you have a straightforward, highly repetitive task, AI will execute it at unbeatable speeds. Take a look at this breakdown of a standard software engineering task. Tools like GitHub Copilot can instantly process the 60 to 70% of the job that is purely routine, which theoretically frees up human brains for higher-level problem solving. Real-world labor involves a messy combination of complex constraints, sudden emotional pivots, and entirely unexpected challenges that go beyond a list of simple actions. That remaining portion of the job relies on tacit knowledge. This is the unwritten stuff you won't find in a manual. Knowing why your team chose a specific approach, understanding the unique quirks of your company's infrastructure, and reading the room during a crisis. You can program instructions, but you cannot program instincts. Without those instincts, AI creates a severe bottleneck. Humans constantly have to hover over the software to review its work, checking for hallucinations. Those moments where the AI generates outputs that look perfectly plausible, but actually make zero factual sense. While the software can spit out code or text in seconds, its total lack of tacit knowledge means it can't operate independently. It always requires human intuition to act as the final safety net. Which brings us back to the money. The entire pitch for this corporate shift was that AI would be the ultimate cost-cutting tool. This chart compares initial financial projections against actual outcomes. According to MIT data, 95% of trial AI projects failed to deliver real savings. The operational paradox: the digital tokens required frequently cost more than human wages. At enterprise scales like Uber and NVIDIA, engineers burned thousands every month on tokens, with zero proof this massive spending improved products. This financial drain is so predictable that Gartner estimates by 2027, over 40% of ambitious AI projects will be abandoned because the escalating costs simply outweigh any business value. Then there's the physical infrastructure. The massive computing power, the sprawling server farms, and the intense cooling systems required to run these models nearly doubled in cost between 2023 and 2025. Add to that the severe security risks. To do their jobs, these AI agents require administrative access to sensitive repositories and internal databases, everything from active contracts to unreleased product plans. Granting an automated system permissions to browse these networks creates vulnerabilities where corporate secrets can easily slip out. When you stack up spiraling compute costs, a 95% trial failure rate, and wide-open data vulnerabilities, the entire premise of AI as a cheap, easy labor alternative falls apart. So let's tally up the final ledger. On the plus side, you get relentless, round-the-clock processing power for basic, straightforward tasks. On the negative side, you get physical operational failures. At Starbucks, baristas actually had to stop making coffee and manually recount their entire inventory because an AI bot completely corrupted the data. You also take on severe legal liabilities. When an Air Canada chatbot spontaneously invented a fake refund policy for a customer, the courts held the company fully responsible for the machine's autonomous promise. And inside the office, you risk a slow cognitive decline in your workforce. The more employees rely on automated outputs, the less they exercise their own critical thinking, leaving their problem-solving skills incredibly rusty. You can see this clearly in software engineering, where AI-authored code aimed at solving complex problems is consistently rejected at a much higher rate than code written entirely by humans. Sustainable growth requires integrating machine speed into human workflows, leveraging automation for the heavy lifting, while reserving final oversight for human judgment. To treat AI as a wholesale replacement for humans is to accept unacceptable risks to finances, legality, and quality.
Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe to explore more ML and AI with us. See you in the next one.